Well, here we go. We're live. The Love Doctor show is about to start, about 2 minutes. So this is my second time doing this. I hope you enjoyed it. I had some good comments last week. So the topic is doing it right, the rewards of excellence. And there we go. We're back. We're back. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go. Show's about to start. Hey, what's going on, Bernadine? All right. Boom, boom, boom. So this is the last commercial before the show starts. I forget y'all can't hear what I hear, so you guys are gonna miss out on the music too. Jazz out there, we're about to get started. Whoa, I had a good time. my son out there, yeah. All right, dude. Yeah. Hey, dude. How you doing, Bahamu? It's my son watching. So I guess we may have more people this time because I told you I was going to do this, right? Last week I just did it. So I think we're about to, 6 o'clock. It's about to happen. Well, okay, another commercial. Getting paid. Making some money this week, I guess. Not me. All right. Call your people. Tell them the Love Doctor's about to throw down. This ought to be a good one, too. Be okay. Here we go. Sunday kind of love. Yeah, I can't hear that, but it's nice. Saturday night. Yeah, y'all don't hear the intro either. Huh? Yep, it'll be over in a minute. We'll be talking trash in a minute. So there's a pre-recorded intro. That's what's going on now. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I wanna love that's on the square. That's what it's all about. She wants a love that's on the square, and that's what we all want. We all want to find somebody who cares, and somebody we can care about. Welcome to the Love Doctor Show on WBOK 1230 AM or online live streaming at WBOK1230am.com. So if you're trying, and today we're on Facebook. Just go find Lloyd Dennis. And this is my second time doing this Facebook Live thing, which is a lot of work. So anyway, as I always say, you're tuned into a Thursday evening masterclass on the art, science, and power of love. We're not playing. So show some love to your people. Take a couple of minutes and send out that group text. Make a couple of phone calls because class is about to start. And it would be awful of you to let people you know and care about miss out on this opportunity for them to do better because they'll know better. I don't know anyone who wants their life to be messed up. When a life is messed up, it's usually because somebody didn't know or understand something, or they're listening to the wrong people, which means they don't know or understand something. Some people think it's about luck because they don't know any better. My name is Lloyd Dennis. They call me the Love Doctor, and I want your life to get better right now because you know better. And today the lesson is doing it right, the rewards of excellence. So while you're getting your people online, every week I take a couple of minutes to make this pitch about the Silverback Society. So I'm trying to reach out to any and all brothers in the listening audience who are sick and tired of the senseless violence that's happening in our community and just the lack of development amongst too large a number of young men in our city. You may be the guy some boys need to inspire them to make something of themselves. In the Silverback Society, we work in teams and make it easy to have an enduring impact on boys who will see possibilities in themselves because they got to know you. So you go to silverbacksociety.com, look around and look around the website. There's a lot of information there. Click join on the website and it'll collect your information. And I'll be in touch soon. Actually, you can call them. I'll pull that number up later. So once again, are you the next Silverback Society superhero? And we're going to persist at this because I saw the Grand Canyon, and the Grand Canyon proves that water wears a wet stone if it keeps flowing. So we're going to keep flowing. And so I hope you contacted your people. So they're either listening online, they're listening to over the airwaves, or they're on Facebook Live at Lloyd Dennis, checking out this. This is a really good one. This excellence, doing it right, excellence, the rewards of excellence. So here we go. Now, I have to remind everybody, I wrote this 26 years ago, and that was probably the last time I read it. So I just go to the computer, pull them up, and print them out. And so it's always kind of fun for me to read them again, fresh for you, because the Love Doctor was kind of an interesting character back in the day. Let's just put it that way. So here he goes. Doing it right, the rewards of excellence. I hate to start off this week's column with a sad story, but circumstances give me no other choice. You see, it was my misfortune to sit next to a miserable person at a meeting a few days ago. I spent a couple of very long and uncomfortable hours in the company of this one very miserable human being. You know, the kind that feels like the world is giving them a bad deal, always has rotten luck, and constantly complains about everyone and everything. You know, the type so full of envy that they cannot stand to see anyone do well. Yeah, if I had his connections, I would have blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm talking about. Even a love doctor can slowly be worn down by a constant flow of negative words and feelings. What makes things worse is that there are so many of these miserable folk around that there's always at least one at every meeting or gathering. And due to my kind and considerate face, it seems that the miserable person always seeks out the love doctor. However, like the good book says, to those who receive much, much is expected, so I smile politely and do my best not to let the misery dim my normally bright and chipper attitude. Even so, it's hard to understand how some of these people have the nerve to be insulted when people avoid them. You know, like that cranky old relative who complains about everything under the sun every time you visit, and then complains that you don't visit more often. Most of us prefer crabs boiled or steamed, not sitting across the living room complaining. Happy people are a joy to be around, but it's normal to avoid les miserables, right? I've noticed one thing that truly happy people seem to have in common. They like themselves. I've noticed it's wonderful to approve of yourself and believe in your ability to do what you do. I call it self-love. Don't leave home without it. On the other hand, most miserable people don't like themselves. Think about being stuck with someone you don't like every moment of every day. No wonder they're miserable. What's funny is that most of these folk convince themselves that they're miserable because of someone or something else. Wrong. As always, the Love Doctor has a true story to illustrate the point. One year while I was teaching in high school, I did something that amazed the students and established my schoolyard credit, street credit. Or as the kids would later put it, the man knows what he's talking about. As soon as a new class entered the room, I bet them that I could pick out the A and B students before I even knew their names. To the amazement of the class full of 15 and 16-year-olds, I selected a few kids and had them stand. Each time I selected a kid, the class murmured their wonderment. "How's he doing that? That was the basic question that most of them murmured. At the end of the selection, the kids begged me to explain how I had chosen the better students long before I knew anything about them. So after I let them beg sufficiently, I explained that I simply chose the kids who were well-groomed, dressed neatly but not expensively, and those who wore little, if any, expensive jewelry. Behaving as I expected they did, most of the class became unsettled, shaken to their little peer-pressure souls by what I had been able to do. Almost in unison, they asked, "Hey man, what difference does that make?" Little did the class know that they were like helpless flies in a skillfully had fallen into my trap. Since they had an unanswered questions on their mind, I had their full attention. And as I led the helpless pack of pimpled adolescents into the lecture of the discussion of self-esteem that I had planned for that first day of class, I began by explaining that the kids who did good felt good about themselves naturally. They had no need to try to make themselves feel good by dressing in designer clothes or expensive jewelry or hanging out in large groups. The good students carried their self-esteem inside, while others tried to buy, wear, or hang out with their self-esteem. Another thing I noticed while teaching was that there was a noticeable increase in fighting when the kids took exams. Those students who were the non-achievers started most of the fights. They had blown it on the exams, and deep down inside, they believed that they themselves were to blame, but decided to blame others for their bad feelings. For whatever reason, they didn't do what they knew they should have done. They didn't respect themselves. It's hard to love and appreciate somebody you don't respect. They were miserable. Miserable grown folks are usually suffering from the same problems. They have done something of which they don't approve, or they haven't done what they believe they should have done. They've lost respect for themselves, lost self-esteem and self-love. They are miserable with themselves, but usually blame you, me, or the world for their misery. There's only one cure for this type of misery, and that's doing it right. Doing what right? Well, it really doesn't matter. Almost anything will do. Doing a job right, a hobby right, doing school right, cooking right, raising kids right, almost anything will do, just long as a person insists on doing it right. You know, when all things are considered, there's two things required for you to truly respect yourself. First, you have to do it right by living by the morals you believe in. Second, remember that anything worth doing is worth doing right. That's where self-esteem really comes from. Not from clothes, cars, jewelry, or what others say or do or say. So if you find yourself saying things like, "If I only had," stop it. You see, you can't buy love, not even from yourself. It only comes one way, and that's from doing it right. Excellent. Feeling good about yourself. One of the things, so listen, the column's done. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and have a little conversation about that column. This month's local love notes feature "Sweeter Than a Summer Breeze" by Leroy Jones, title track for his Sweeter Than the Summer Breeze CD, and it's available online at iTunes. Oh, I forgot. I'm live. So I still got you folk on, huh? That's interesting. We're going to get right back to this discussion. So what do y'all think? Can you feel good about yourself if you don't do what you do right? Can you feel good about yourself if you just don't put it in? You know? So, you know, I always like to have this conversation with young people. You can't buy self-esteem. You can't wear it. You have to be it. Because I'm happy. I'm happy about how I feel about myself, how the people around me feel about themselves. Because I tend to, I kind of only hang out with people that feel good about themselves. Because people that don't feel good about themselves are just a drag. Man, this being Facebook Live this is work. Yeah, this is work. It's like, Lee. Yes, indeed. This is really interesting, though. So, this is the second time, and I had my cousins want me to let them know when it was going on. So it's going on because I put it on Facebook today. So, yes, indeed. Well, no, y'all don't hear the music either. So that's the only thing in the breaks, y'all. It's killing me. Because normally in the breaks, I sit back. I get a little sip of water. Can I get a sip of water anywhere? All right. So I'm starting to see a little thumbs up and stuff. Somebody is watching. I'm glad you tuned in. Hey, Monique, I see you. I hear your comment. And so, yeah, come on, but let people know that we're doing this. And I hope that was good information. I hope that was good information. Because you have a lot to do with how happy you are with yourself. And I'm going to tell you something. When you're happy with yourself, a whole lot of other stuff can go wrong in life, and you still feel okay, you know. So now we're going to get back on the air. The music's still playing because I try to feature local artists, a song a month. So this month, the song is just what I told you. It's by brother Leroy Jones, a very excellent trumpet player. So you can't hear the music, but that's what's going on right now. Sharing my air with a local musician. And that's just what I like to do. I like to do that. There it goes. So we're going to have a couple of commercials now. And then we'll get back to the live show. But, so, wow. So, anybody have any questions about the thing? Facebook people? You know? I see y'all checking in. But if you have a question or comment, I usually don't open up the phones because the people that do a lot of calling in to talk radio, they be redundant and they just call up because they like to hear themselves. And it's always been my opinion that I only get an hour on the radio, and so I want to use and get as much. I want to teach. That's what I'm doing. I'm teaching and hopefully having a little fun because it's said that you can use media to educate, but you better entertain. So I hope it's entertaining too. There you go. Yes, indeed. Y'all can't hear the commercials, man. So it's funny because I'm listening to these commercials, and I just have to talk to y'all until we get it off, until we get back to the show, because I don't want to kill the whole conversation. And then I'll be repeating myself to you, right? So I hope everybody's getting ready to have a really nice holiday. Hey, what's going on? Happy holidays to you, Anna. Happy holidays. So is this Anthony? This Anthony from Rob Wayne? That was my people. That's when I actually that column. It was one of the days I went in to teach at Rob Wayne. I did kind of set him up. young people are easy to set up. So we had fun over there. I learned a lot about young people. Those 3 years I taught at Rob Wayne, it was quite an education. It's quite an education, and that's when I started to understand that young people were people. I think sometimes we forget that when we're dealing with young people. They're people. They're people, and and if you approach it like that, most of the time young people respond in a certain kind of way. Treat you like people too. Because I used to tell her, hey, what's going on, Percy? How you doing, man? Oh, I'm getting a bunch of folk I know. This is real cool. I didn't know this was this here. And you see, y'all know how much technology. When I was a young guy working at that WDSU radio station, Bill Roussel and I hooked up there. He was the first black on-air reporter, and I was the first black news boy. The cameras that they did that show were like almost the size of they were the size of a refrigerator. And they had to be on these rollers, air floating rollers, and it was wild. But the idea that I'm sitting here with my phone and I'm able to broadcast this like this is amazing. This is amazing. So, I got Jazz say I'm about to go back on air. And the music that we come into the show is Sunday Kind of Love. And I love it. I might hum a little bit of it for y'all as we come back. On a Sunday kind of love. Yes, indeed. A love to last past Saturday night. Oh, I not to know some more than I have at first sight. I'm on a Sunday kind of love. Oh, love that song. Etta Jazz, Sunday Kind of Love. Check it out. Those of you on Facebook, go check it out, because you can't hear it. We're back. You're listening to WBOK. My name is Lloyd Dennis. This is the Love Doctor Show, WBOK 1230 AM, and online, live streaming at WBOK1230am.com. And if you're on Facebook and you find Lloyd Dennis, you see that he's on me. I'm on live. I'm on live right now. So we were talking about doing it right and the self-esteem that results from doing something right, almost anything. Something that but they say, hang your hat on. Who are you? Where is your excellence? Because excellence is, it's what lets you know that you are good at something. And when we're good at something, we feel good about ourselves. The other thing is lots of times people get tricked up, and sometimes they'll be on a job, right? And they're on a job and they don't feel like they're getting paid what they ought to be getting paid. And so they do a lackluster job. And they don't understand how that plays into, one, them not enjoying their work. Not enjoying their work. Because if you don't put your heart into what you do and care about it, you're not going to enjoy it. But the other piece is that so while people see you working, they don't know how much money you're making. But what they do know is that you're not doing good work. And so whatever opportunities might arise by somebody seeing you as a person that does excellent work, you don't get. The boss doesn't see you doing good work. Now, he doesn't know in the back of your mind that you got an attitude because you're what you're getting paid. But the point is, you took the job. You know, slavery is over with. You can walk and go find another job or go do hustle yourself. You know, but my point to you is bring your A game all day, every day. You know, don't ever show up and do a lackluster performance, because that might be the day that somebody walks in the door where had you been in your A game, they would have pulled out a card and said, you know what? I like your attitude. I like the way you do your job. I'd like to have somebody like you working for me. Some of you don't even know that happens. And you'll never know that it happens because you don't bring your A game. So nobody is ever going to say that to you. Nobody, nobody who's going to walk through your workplace and see you doing something is going to mention to the person that you work for how good you are at what you do, or how much they enjoy the way that you do your work. You know, you're never going to get that, and you're not going to enjoy your job. Bring your A game all day, every day, and that might keep your job for you. Because, you know, when they go around, they're trying to figure out who to lay off. They're not going to lay off the A game person. They're not going to do that. When we talk with young people, often I ask young people, I said, so what you need to know and understand is that greatness doesn't happen one day. Greatness is not going to happen one day. Greatness is something that you make happen by practicing it. Greatness. By bringing greatness to the table. So if you ever think that in your life you want to achieve greatness, you have to start practicing that now. Because it's a habit. People who achieve greatness have a habit of rehearsing and doing whatever they do with greatness. That again, all day, every day. You can't achieve greatness just because you want to. Yeah, he's lucky. He made that luck. She made that luck by standing out from the crowd. That's what greatness is. And so, I don't know how else I can put this. And hopefully somebody's listening and waking up and saying, oh, wow. Hello, Dr. Wright. Wow. I've been shooting myself in the foot. Having an attitude. Percy said the key thing is to be on time and read your rule book. What you think? So the rule book is simple. Treat everybody like you want to be treated. I can run down my rule book. Most of it's like the 10 Commandments, which is funny because we might bicker about what we call God. We might bicker about what we call our religion, but all of the major religions have the same golden rule. Treat other people like you want to be treated. And then if you want the best, be the best. What you reap is what you sow, right? That's biblical. Excuse me. What you reap is what you sow. So that it's not a mystery. And so if you're one of those people that's always envious of other people's success and you've been in your mind convincing yourself that they lucky and you not, you probably the problem. Because you want to luck up on goodness in your life. You want to luck up on achievement. You don't luck up on them. You practice this stuff. You put yourself out there. You set the standard. So when you do what you do, you want to become the standard. You want to become the one that from now on they define everybody else by you. That's what you want to be. You want to be a standout. I'm going to tell you, they got people in our community that got an issue with being a standout. They got an issue. You know, what I notice in most workplaces, all the miserable people hang out with each other and complain about the people that's moving up. You know, fussing about them. And what they don't understand is obvious. Anybody who walks into the room and sees what you are doing and sees what the person that you're complaining about doing, is that it's easy to tell who is achieving greatness. Some of us don't even think in terms of greatness. Some of us don't even think in terms of greatness. I have two friends in the garbage business. They do it well. They do it well. And because they do it well, it's allowed them to become major financial successes in life. Garbage. But they do it well. They bring excellence to their game. You know, if you see their people and you see their trucks, their people look good, their trucks look good. They bring excellence to their game. They don't throw the people don't throw garbage all over the place. You understand what I'm saying? It don't matter what you do. Bring your A game all day, every day. And if you're not getting paid enough, what you'll find out is if you bring your A game all day, every day, you will put yourself in a position where you will be able to move up or move out into a better position because somebody's going to notice you. I have seen that. I have seen people, waiters, in one instance, very pleasant young lady. You know, she's in there waiting tables, very pleasant young lady. You know, smiles. She's not hiding. She's moving, constantly moving. And this businessman pulls out his business card and hands it to the sister and says, you know what? I need you to come work in my business. And he said, we can train people, but what you got, we can't train. You can't train people to be great. You can't train people to bring their A game all day. But what the guy said is, we can teach you how to do what we need you to do, as long as you bring that attitude and that personal greatness. So what I'm suggesting to you is, all of you who think that you got bad luck, I want you to consider, are you bringing your A game all day, every day? And if you're not, stop giving yourself the excuse. Stop giving yourself the excuse. I know very few people who do that, who are not enjoying their lives, who are not happy with themselves, and who are not succeeding in life. Become the standard. Now, let me tell you something. Know this. That once you start bringing your A game all the time, once you start standing out from the crowd, you know, once you become the new standard, you're going to have haters. You're going to have haters. Matter of fact, let me say that. If you don't have some haters, you ain't doing nothing. You're not doing nothing great. You know, if you don't have haters, you're probably not doing it. But you're going to have haters, because what haters are is people that you make understand that they're their own problem. So, you know, if you're in a workplace and you start moving up in the workplace, so you say you black and they black. And you start moving up in the workplace, now they can't say that it's because they black. You feel me? You get haters. You're going to get haters, because haters, you are making the haters understand that they're their own biggest problem. And they don't like that. Hey, Jasper. What's going on, Machiel? I'm talking to my Facebook people. So if you was on Facebook, you could right. He said, Jasper said, right on. Grew up next to Jasper. They were like little brothers to me and my brother Don. Yes, indeed. They're doing well in life, too. Good people. The twins, Joseph and Jasper. Y'all might know them. Just from that, I ain't say the last name. But so everybody kind of understand what I'm trying to get you to do, what I'm trying to get you to understand is that the miserable people, all the miserable people that I know are people who don't invest themselves 100 in what they do. They don't bring the A game all day, every day. And then some of them have an attitude about people who do. You know? Now, look, I see you now. I see you now. You've never got a new name you're going by, so I don't want to call him out. On Facebook. They must have ran him. had to come up with his alias on Facebook. I ain't mad at you. But so, you know, that's what the Love Doctor is about. By the way, this weekend, Sunday, I will be 67 years old. Born in 1950. That's right. 67. And listen, I'm so happy because for the last 6 months I've been walking around saying I'm making 68. Boo, this morning, Boo, you know, I said I'm making 68. Boo said, no, man, you're making 67. You know, I felt better. I felt a whole lot better. I was like, oh, okay, all right, that's cool. I'm not as old as I thought I was. I'm only making 67. And let me tell you something. The alternative to getting old is not pleasant. So I'm this aging is something that we're just trying to do gracefully, trying to do what we can as long as we can and get along. Okay, Don Wine says he's still Don. All right, Don. Neff. Now everybody know who you are because you're Don in my Neff. So people, if you're not enjoying yourself and what you bring to the game, how you gonna enjoy life? No, but you're not gonna find happiness. You can't find happiness unless you're happy with yourself. And if you're not bringing it, how you gonna feel happy with yourself if you know you're not bringing it? How you gonna be happy with yourself? I don't care how much jewelry you wear. I don't care I don't care what kind of car you drive. I don't care about none of that stuff. If you're not happy with you and what you bring to the game, you're still gonna be miserable. You're still gonna be talking about other people. Yeah, because I'm telling you, people that just gotta talk about other people, they got an issue. I don't like being around. I don't engage in that stuff. Just don't engage in it. It's just got no time for it. I got my life to live. I'm not gonna be all up in your life and stuff like that. I'm gonna do me. You know, and then if you're kind and considerate of other people, you don't have those people taking shots at you. So you happy with you, and they happy with you. So that means you're getting along with people. People are supportive of you. You know, I'm gonna tell you, some people, the way you act without love and without consideration, when you're not around, people got nothing good to say about you. And the only time it matters is what other people say about you. What you say about yourself doesn't matter. You can brag and all on yourself all you want. That really doesn't matter. What matters is when you're not there, it's what people say about you. You know, if people say, wow, man, he does excellent work. Excellent work. One thing is, and this is just sharing experience. I'm not I'm not trying to buck myself up, but if I didn't have these experiences, I wouldn't be in a position to talk to you now. When I was doing photography work, one of the couple of the greatest feelings I ever had was when I had people actually change their wedding date so I could do their pictures. Did you think that felt good? Change their wedding date so that I would be able to take pictures because I was already booked on the day that they were going to get married. So, that felt good. That felt good. And how you think I felt about those customers? Like, they were special, man. They were special. They got the AA gang, the double A gang. So, I was just trying to get everybody to understand what's at stake and how excellence is how you build your brand. Excellence and consistency. And we're going to be a little consistent, right? And take a little break now. About that time. So we're going to take a little break and we're going to be back with out and about and let you know what we've been up to and what we're going to be up to. And we'll be back with more of the Love Doctor Show. Yes, indeed. I see you, Don. So, thanks for hanging in there, person. I see all of that. I see the little stuff flowing across the screen. Y'all excuse me for a minute while I'm off air. Let me get a little cough in. But you know what, Don? You're gonna find you're gonna find this truth. It's truth. There's some basic truths about life, and if you get those things right, life turns out a certain way. I mean, there's always disasters that can happen. There's always disasters. There you go. I like that, Jacqueline. Jacqueline says her dad would always say, "May the life you live speak for you." They call that legacy. What's gonna be your legacy? You ever been to a funeral where you could tell they really didn't have nothing good to say about the person? That's a damn shame, huh? That's a damn shame. I've been to a couple of them where he Joe loved to fish. But then I've been to some, man. I've actually spoken at a couple where, greatness. You had a chance to talk about greatness, about somebody whose life not only represented achievement, but also represented facilitating achievement and success in other people's life. That's what you want. All right. Yes, indeed, sir. So we still got a couple of commercials. I'm enjoying this Facebook stuff, even though I don't get a break. Can't go to the bathroom or nothing. Let me get some water though. So when I come back, I'm gonna do the out and about segment. That I try to have a little segment where I kind of just have a conversation about the stuff that Boo and I get off into, so people understand that you don't have to stop having fun just because you get a little older. And I might even talk about my bike. Y'all saw my bike on Facebook, huh? Y'all know I call it Electra Blue. That's what she is. My electric bike. That is more fun than a barrel of monkeys. I'm enjoying. I gotta go somewhere Friday. Any suggestion? Tomorrow the weather's gonna be perfect before it turns cold, and I'm gonna have some time tomorrow. So, where can I ride my bike? Oh wow, Jay-Z. Well, I'm going to have to listen to that now. I normally don't get into that. Oh, Jay-Z, all right. I'm going to have to check out Legacy. It's interesting that as the rapper stuff reaches point in life, you know, where they got children and stuff like that, they start making some different kind of music. I saw it with LL Cool J. So with several of them, they start putting some real stuff in their music. And I guess when they reach a certain point, they can afford to, because Jay-Z don't have to make no more money, but I'm sure he will. Hey, we get out and have some fun, and in New Orleans we got all this great music. Oh yeah, I like my bike, man. I like my bike now. It's fun. I can pedal as much as I want and as much as my body will allow, and I do, because I do use it to get my heart beating and stuff like that. And what I find out, it works the core. I'm a little sore now from last time, because it works your core, just kind of keeping balance. It works your core. So, I'm looking forward. I'm gonna get Boo one. I'm gonna get my wife one in the spring. She said, "Don't get her none now, because this girl don't like to go outside." 440. Okay, all right. I'm gonna check it out. Now. So, yeah. So she said, "Oh, don't get me one in the wintertime." So you see, so the conversation in the beginning was whether she was gonna get one or not. But I stopped having that conversation and started saying, "Well, when we gonna get it?" I got moves. I still got moves. Here we go. We're getting back. We're coming back. So we get to have side conversations on Facebook. All right. I want a Sunday kind of love. Mm-mm-mm. Love to last past Saturday night. Not to know more than love at first sight. I want a Sunday kind of love. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah. I want a love that's on the square. And that's usually when I jump in, because that's what it's all about. A love that's on the square. If your love is not on the square, you need to get out of there. I just freestyled that, y'all. Just freestyled that. Anyway, you're listening to Lloyd Dennis and the Love Doctor Show, WBOK 1230 AM, online live streaming at WBOK1230am.com. And this and all previous Love Doctor shows are also available as a podcast at lovedrnola.com. And once again, I'm on Facebook. Find Lloyd Dennis and you'll find this Facebook Live feed. Now, I like to remind people that even though it's not election time, I still like to remind people that love can be spelled VOTE. Many people don't understand that loving ourselves, our children, our family, friends, and neighbors means that we vote every chance we get. We always talk about love as an action word, and voting is how we express our concerns and create enough political power in our community to make elected officials respond to our needs and demands. And I like talking about this when it's not election time. Please, when there's no line, no way of waiting, go down and register to vote. You can go online and register to vote. The more people who are registered to vote in our community and who get out and vote, the more power we will have to make public officials respond to our needs. So please do that. So our Out and About segment was last Friday evening. Boo and I were at the ENONAC. That's the East New Orleans Neighborhood Action Committee. I think that's what it means. And the holiday extravaganza where I had the pleasure and honor of emceeing with the fantabulous, one and only Wanda Ruzon. And she actually sang a little thing too. They didn't ask me to sing. But, you know, they let Wanda sing. They didn't let me sing. I wonder what that's all about. Anyway, and the entertainment was top shelf. Brian Murray's New Soul Incorporated band, top shelf musicians. Bad boys, bad boys. They were outstanding. And I knew they were so outstanding that they played behind Michael Ward. Y'all know Michael Ward. Michael Ward came into from San Antonio, I guess about 20 years ago. And he's been a New Orleans fixture ever since with his jazz and R&B renditions on violin. I know you can tell when I hear Michael Ward, I know it's Michael Ward. And Teresa B. You ever heard Teresa B. jazz? This sister here, she's got this really, really unique voice with a vibrato and this vocal range that's just out the world. And she is so talented. And so she did some vocals. And then James Andrews came, and y'all know he tore it down. James Andrews came up. It was kind of sedity up until that point. And then when James Andrews got on the stage, we brought it all the way to the street. And then Bo Dallas and Wild Magnolias finished up. So y'all know what that was like. So we had a great time, and I really appreciate the opportunity to hang out with Wanda Ruzan and help out down there. I actually got a little check, man. I wasn't even expecting it. I was like, wow, I got an MC check, man. Golly. That was like my third or fourth. That's all right. Appreciate that. This Tuesday, I was at the Prime Example with a whole bunch of other people celebrating Noel Carter's 70th birthday. He older than me, y'all. So on Tuesdays, they have what they call it, the Sidemen Plus One. And it's like some of the, I don't want to say older, but let's say the mature musicians kind of just get together, and there's like 4 or 5 guys that's always there. But then there's a whole bunch of musicians that come in and have like this real old-fashioned jazz jam session. And so, but this was really special because all kinds of musicians came and showed up and took the stage. Nicholas Payton was in town. He even came by and joined the jam session. And that happens like every Tuesday night. That night, Jazz, I sang some blues. So I didn't know the words, so that was kind of my blues song. I don't know the words, but I got the blues. And I just sang that with feeling. And we had a good time. That was after about 2 glasses of wine at a bar. So tonight, Boo and I are going to go over there to hear Delphio Marsalis in a quintet set. And that's a little different that's a big difference than from his Uptown Jazz Orchestra performances. I like the small sets because you know, he's a really generous performer. And so when he's got that orchestra, most of the time it's not him playing. He's got a bunch of musicians and they all take solos and stuff. But in the quintet setting, it's going to be a lot of Delphio, and he's great. What I like about Delphio can be just as modern jazz, New York sophisticated as he wants. But when he takes it to the street, he takes it to the street. He's got that New Orleans trombone all the way up through him. But like I say, he's also got that highbrow, not jazz, that New York, Chicago stuff, which all came out of here anyway. So anyway, that's kind of what we're going to be up to tonight. And so, you know, you got to get out and about in this city, man. We got live music. It's Percy was there. Percy's on Facebook right now. He was there. My little cousin said, "No more singing." Come on, man, give me a break. I don't know if I like this Facebook stuff. People talking about my singing. Apparently, last name Wilson. But I called you out. It's good to see you, man. Good to see you on Facebook. But oh wow, time is flying. Time has flied by. I think I finally got the show formatted and in the flow that really works. I think the out and about piece is good towards the end. And but what I want to remind everybody before we get out of here is that always remember love is an action word, and the minimum action is that you think about how what you do impacts the lives of those you claim you love. Because if you're not doing it, that's not happening. Somebody's just dead weight, along for the ride. So next week's Love Dr. column is going to be coulda, woulda, shoulda. 3 words I don't let people use in a conversation with me. So hope you show up for class next week. If you learned something from the Love Doctor this evening, try it out at home. Most people say don't try this at home. I'm saying try it. And look, if you see me in the street, holler at your boy. Until next week, see ya. Yeah. Thanks for being on with Facebook Live, y'all. I enjoyed it. Thank you.